What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Run It Up. Today we are continuing yesterday's two-tabling session. We're pretty much right where we left off. I'm still in the hand that I was in when we concluded yesterday's session, and just checked through the whole way. I put in no money than I did on the flop, so I guess we're going to fold at this point. I'm going to raise it up here in position with the 10-5 suited. If you haven't seen yesterday's video, I recommend going and checking that out so you can kind of see what the history is, what's happened, etc., etc. So go check that out if you have not already. As is here, we are currently in for $50 on the right table. You teach me to limp so you can pound me. No, it's just the correct strategy. You had to punish the limpers. It's just true. You teach me to limp so you can pound me. No, not at all. I'm going to check back now. That's tricky, Jason continues. Tricky Thursdays. I don't even know what day of the week it is, really. So don't take that as, gospel. So I'm going to bet this turn because I have 3 of a kind. So that's it. Welcome to Run Up, everybody. High-level poker here for you guys. Hopefully our opponent decides to continue, decides not to. I actually would love to show some of these hands, but it's just better never to show. I was coaching a student yesterday, and he kept showing. He was at a final table and just kept showing his hands for like literally no reason whatsoever. It's very very silly. You're just giving away information. You know what I mean? You're just showing, oh, look, I bluffed you. And it's like, well, that's sweet that you bluffed him. But, when you, like, put it in his face, like, hi-ya, like that, like, you're just letting him know. And, Anyway, if you guys watched yesterday's video, you know that we're not going to be betting out for the minimum here against this guy on a 3-7 on a 3-4-7 board. Exactly the same spot as yesterday. I actually am going to just call here. I want to give him a chance to maybe put some more money in the pot, drawing pretty slim to dead. 5 of diamonds seems like a good card from my blue card collection. Gonna just check fold over there with the 5-7 of clubs. Hopefully our opponent doesn't check back. But, okay, that seems pretty good for us. So the question is, shall we call or raise? I don't really love the idea of... Alright, let's just call. I wasn't really... Oh, is that a straight flush? Okay. Should we just shove? Should we just bet pot? I don't know. I'm going to try to bluff over there on the other table. And I guess we're going to bet over here. After all this thinking, I guess I can't check. So I guess we should have checked. I don't know. This guy's got me figured out over there. Whenever JCarver puts a chip in the pot, just fold. Just fold. He's figured it out. He's figured it out. I even though I feel like we've won every pot against that guy, I feel like he's thoroughly owned me in every situation because I've just been like, and I feel like I haven't gotten the decision right any time yet. Defending here in the big blind with 8-5 of hearts, did not make the best flop, but if he checks then the turn card is a 6 of hearts, that would be cool. That's basically the only way that we're going to really continue here unless we turn. I guess an 8 would also do it as well. An 8 or a 5, I guess any of the connected straight flush draws would do it, but not this time, I'm afraid. So if we go broke at this table, I'll reload, but otherwise, we're going to do it the way that I would normally play a session, which is that for you to get me to reload, you got to take every dollar in front of me. I don't like reloading unless you empty it out. And people have asked me in the past to like get more into that, like, why, JCarver? Why? Why don't you just reload like everybody else? Like, I've had that said to me many times before, and I don't know. I had a friend, a very close friend, who was the first person in my life who was like adamant about he was adamantly anti topping up, and he was like, you have so many good opportunities when you're short stack times, make them take the rest of it, don't just reload. And you look at guys like, I don't think Ivy's necessarily like the best example of that, but there are plenty of guys who have like kind of like odd, whether they're like stop losses or top up kind of things, and I think those kind of like those kind of firewalls help prevent like massive losses. Like if I was just like auto topping up consistently, eventually I feel like I would just kind of like sometimes be constantly deep stack in situations where I like can keep gambling, and I actually am not I'm not really sure of how I feel about the strategy of like not topping up as like a default. I do if I have like position on players that I feel like I'm much better than, or if I'm playing like high stakes games where I only have a certain number of hands before the game breaks. In that case, I'd really rather not lose out on my opportunity. I'm gonna actually check back and shove on turn unless he, well, I guess maybe there are some reasons not to now, but my plan was to check back and shove most turns. At this point, we have to bet because, we don't want to see a diamond or a board pair roll off. And if he has nothing, he has nothing. What can you do? Nice little pot for Mr. Beaumont over there. Finally managing to take some money off the alien, finishing the job that I could not do myself. Stuck $30 or so over on the right table, $31, and over here we are up $35, so we're up like $4 sweet dollars so far. The run it up journey, that's it. That's grinding. Gonna try raising here on the left table. Let's see how that works out for us. We'll fold over the 6-10 offsuit over there. If our opponent decides to continue, that would be fine with me. And, we've talked about this a little bit before, but sometimes I like limping. My default has been limping, but, as you've talked about a lot, I love adjusting. This is adjusting, apparently, these days. Adjusting in the past has been more like this, but I feel like, we're sometimes got to roll with it, too. This is rolling with it. Is that rolling with it better? Yeah. Sorry, I guess this is rolling with it a little bit better. But I need to improve the setup a little bit so that I have a better way of seeing because the way that this is all set up now that we have the fireplace behind me roaring away gently, as you guys I'm sure can see and feel, the warmth of even through the internet tubes. Because it's there, I have to be careful of what reflects onto it so it doesn't look weird. So I don't have the normal setup I have where I had 2 monitors and everything. I had to move things around. So it's such a tough life. It's such a tough life. I raised here on the button with king 6 offsuit. Flop 8, 3, and deuce. If our opponent had checked, I would have considered checking, but, they can't do anything when he just bets the pot here. We don't have enough to do anything. I mean, even if we did have $100, I don't think we would continue. Let's see if we can't spin up our $15, though. A6, probably not good enough to continue. We could min raise or open shove. I guess if there were antes, open shoving would definitely be fine, but I think folding is okay. Let's see if we can't spin up this $15 back to 50 or more. 50 or more. Pretty good flop for our 2 6s over on the left table. If our opponent checks, I will be betting. This is a spot that is not good to check back because if, let's say our opponent has queen 10 and we check back and, the turn card is, anything high card at all, we don't really love that. If he decides to bet twice, that's really not great for us. Going to defend here with 6-2 suited. I believe I can do so profitably, so that's what I do. I flop a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw and an overcard for second pair. So if our opponent decides to bet, I feel like I'm going to just shove all in. He must have heard me. At this point, I feel like our hand is too weak to check call. So I guess that only leaves betting then. Over here, I guess I'm going to call because we beat 5x, 4x, and 6x that didn't make anything. So I guess getting 3-1 in position lets me call that. Nice little river for him. Can't do anything else, though. He flopped. This is the kind of hand, though, kind of like the queen 10 that we were talking about. Do we want to shove this? This seems like an okay spot to shove. You can't just shove any ace, but I think shoving a7 here is going to be okay. Can't be too bad, that's for sure. Oh, once again, we get to raise up in the small blind here. If he folds this time, I'll be happy to show him, but nope. Stubbornness, okay. I like it. Pretty good flop for us, so he calls me. Ooh, that's bad for us. We're going to need an ace or a 7. Otherwise, looks like we'll be in reload city. Going to start with a bet here on the left table while that's just rolling the cards out over there. Not for us this time. Looks like we're going to be in for 50 more. So we're in for a grand total on all the tables of 125. Mr. Beaumont does check raise us here, which is interesting. So us having jacks is kind of sad because we block him having jack 10, which is the best, one of the more likely draws he can have. Although he doesn't, diamonds he also could have as well, which would be a stronger draw than jack 10. We could call and see what happens, call 450, see what happens, go from there. But he could definitely very easily have queen or diamonds and nut diamonds and play this way. I think I'm going to just fold, though, I mean, I think it's pretty unlikely that he has a hand like 6-7 or 7-8 and is just, freaking out. I feel like he's very rarely in a spot where he's just, stone dead, right? If he has, 10-9, he probably just calls. If he has, ace-9, he probably just calls. If he has a hand jack 10, he probably just calls because there's flush draw out there as well. So he could definitely have bluffed us. That would be a good bluff. He's probably suspicious of us because we've been so aggressive on his... by the way, is it really 125? Yeah, that is right because we weren't in for that much money when we reloaded, so that makes sense. So We are down like $17 right now, but ain't no thing. I had jacks. I had jacks, real hand. I swear, you'll see it on the internets. Joined by MD123. Seems like a spot we could either raise or call. Both seem okay with me. We finally have reloaded, so I feel like both seem all right. Let's make it 550. That seems okay. We have actually haven't. This is not as good of a spot as like we were doing earlier this season with like the tiny raises in position. This is certainly not in the same pile as that. We are raising with a suited king in position though, which seems like a perfectly reasonable thing to do from time to time. Not the worst flop for us. Seems like the kind of flop that our opponent will check fold on pretty often. I'm actually going to bet smaller than we raised pre-flop, only 450. I feel like that will probably let him fold out all the things that are, you know, not going to continue no matter what. You know, unless if he has us beat with an ace, I don't think that's ever folding. But he will fold better hands than king six, of course. You know, pocket pairs, king highs. You know, a variety of hands better than us. So that's pretty cool. Won a sweet little $6 and change off that hand. Let's go back to the left table now. Nothing exciting going on there. That's right. Get it out of here. So, wow, I'm proud. Jacks. Yeah, you should be proud. Got me to fold 2 jacks. So, really exciting week of shows for you guys coming up. I don't know if I want to spoil it for you guys just yet, but exciting times ahead. Exciting times ahead. Several guests coming on, run it up in the next couple weeks. Very excited. Some first-time guests. Well, I don't know exactly the time frame, so but eventually there will be some first-time guests. There'll be some returning guests. The Moon might come back. We'll see. No promises. You know, you guys gotta let me know. You gotta send me tweets. Hit me up on the Twitters and let me know what you guys want me to, who I should bring back, and what we should do, and what we should play, how many tables. You know, you guys let me know. You guys are the producers of this show. You don't even realize it, and you're horribly underpaid. I'm sorry about all that. Gonna be, I guess, could we try to bluff this? Nah, we're not even, you know, there's really no reason. I'm just gonna give up over there. We've had the same hand a lot in on both tables. I feel like that's happened quite a couple of times today. So at this point, you know, when people check to you twice, like, you know, I really tend to believe that nobody has a straight here. Like, okay, here's $1 for you, sir. I just thought it was gonna go fold there pretty often. Okay. Sorry, JCarver. No. Okay. I'm sorry. I just wanted to try. I just thought risking $1 to win $1.50, that would work there often enough, but maybe not. Silly JCarver. Just torching dollars. Just torching them. That's right. Can you guys hear that? I don't know if you can hear that. My thumb lighter is pretty loud. 10-9 offsuit on the button. Probably going to be playing this for a raise unless something weird happens. I'm going to call if Mr. Beaumont opens. It seems like a perfectly reasonable hand to just call in position. We could also raise. That also seems okay. I mean, I think the pros of pros make it $4 here, which is what I guess actually I'm going to do. I was going to call, and then I was like, nah, I think $4 is just better here. Could even make it like $3.75 or something like that. Once in a while, he'll just fold, and if he calls, we get to play a pot in position that we're going to win more often than we should. And if he raises, well, he raised. But nope. In this case, we just win our sweet 2 and whatever. And that's why you make it $4, kids, instead of calling. Because if you just call, that can never happen. That's right. The more you know. That's right. It's just true. Fold equity is a beautiful thing. You can't have fold equity if you don't put in some bettings. That's right. Bettings is the word I used there. I'm going to bet $4 with my set of 4s. Maybe he'll just sniff that out, but hopefully he'll have an ace, which would be cool. If we had, man, I got to say, considering how many hands I play and everything, I feel like our sample size of like insta folds when we have like kings or sets, things like that, maybe I'm just like, have like a results oriented like fish memory that just like thinks that's the case. But I really feel like people just fold so often. Like, how do you fold there? This ace high could have all the aces in the deck, you know? No, don't have an ace, don't have anything. Okay, well, whatever. If he didn't have anything, he wasn't going to continue most likely unless he improved to a hand that was better than us. Like if he had 2 7s, for instance, that hand's not going to continue unless it improves to another 7, right? In this case, what are we going to do about this situation here? We could raise, get it in. That seems, you know, not great for 50 big blinds or just about. I guess we just fold. I mean, okay, I don't really want to set mine. I'm not really deep enough to set mine. Over here, Certainly not folding. The question is, do we want to call or do we want to raise to like, you know, $10 and then fold it off from there? I don't think so. I think we want to just call. We can turn so many good cards, aces and nines and hearts and jacks and eights and, you know, a whole bunch of things. So going to check here. Let's see what he decides to do. If he bets a lot, I guess we'll consider folding. 8 on the river seems like a good card. I got a date with an 8 and I've made a straight. I swear I put no thought into these things beforehand. $7? Is that too many dollars? No. Pay me my $7, please. Thank you. Please and thank you. We needed it. Over here, it looks like we're going to get to do something with Queen 10 of spades. Could raise. I actually don't hate raising in this spot because, once again, they could just both fold. That's kind of cool. I think I'm going to just call, though. I think I'm going to just call here, though. Flopped ourselves a 3 straight flush. That's a good place to start. Let's see what happens. Not going to fold unless something crazy happens. Certainly going to peel here. Could check raise, but when this guy bets into 3 players, I feel like he's probably going to have something pretty decent, and so I don't think check raising is going to get through very often. You know, we could have ace jack, 2 sevens, you know, ace 7. There are hands we could have, but I think I like calling better. We can turn nines and kings and queens and 10s and spades are all decent cards. Don't think I said the 3 of hearts on my shopping list, but okay. Welcome to the team regardless, and I guess you just win the pot. Okay. Him betting twice, I mean, I feel like he probably had ace king, ace queen minimum, maybe like ace 10 is the absolute worst hand he had in that spot, so don't think we could have done anything else post-flop to win the hand. Could have raised pre-flop, of course, but just decided not to. Let's min-raise here with king 5. Certainly is a playable hand on the button with any king on the button is certainly at least worthy of considering raising. It looks like we have flopped nothing, but I'm going to start with the bet, see what happens from there. Looks like $3 will probably get the job done. I'm going to just call here with 9-5 suited. We could make it $4 again and see if he's learned the lesson. Actually, let's make it $3.75. Maybe we'll teach lessons during the episode. So $3.75, you should call pretty much, you know, a pretty wide range of hands here. You know, you're calling 2 1/4 more to win whatever it is. So I think you're going to call pretty often. Big blind called as well, though. Interesting flop. We have flopped a gut shot and 9 high. Got called by both players here. Maybe bet small. I think I'm going to just fold here. Too often they're going to have a queen X type of hand, so I think that's okay. In this spot, I think I'm going to just check back. We win this pot on some weird turn cards, like 6s and 9s and aces and kings maybe. And if it checks through to us twice, we can just bet again. So I'm going to check back here, see what happens. We've rivered a 5. If we win this hand with a 5, obviously I'd be flummoxed. Yep. I don't think either of those hands were folding on the turn, so I like how we played it. I don't mind betting the flop, but I think I agree by folding the river. At this point, now that I think the 7 of hearts is a pretty bad card for us, 3-handed. I like our pre-flop play. Once again, we win the pot pre-flop straight out sometimes, and we win the pot post-flop sometimes as well in position, more than our fair share, I think. So if I had the 9 of hearts here, if I just had the 9-5 offsuit, I wouldn't fold, but I think given our exact hand and situation, I think folding there is perfectly reasonable. So I believe we're in for like, yeah, we're in for 125, and looks like we've got just about like 110 on the table. So we're stuck about $15, give or take. Ain't no thing. Let's see if we can't just do some running it up in our last like 10 minutes here on the quest. I should have made it $1, not $1.50. It's a bit of a mistake here because this guy's got $6. So I think I'd be raised folding, and I'm just giving myself like a worse price to do it at this point. So so there's that. King Jack, certainly going to be a playable hand. I think I'm going to learn my lesson the first time and just minimum raise. $1 dealer. If he shoves, I'm going to snap call. If he calls, fine, obviously. It's a whole nother universe. Let's see what happens. Over to the man with the eye patch. He re-raises. Not going to fold, getting 2-1 in position. Even though I'm out of position, this hand is going to be too good. We have too much equity. Like, you know, we're probably like 30-ish% or something like that. Could raise here with ace 10, make it like 7, 8. Let him just call with worse if he wants. But I think calling is fine as well. Let's call here with king jack. Let's do some calling. Pretty good flop on the right, not as good a flop on the left. But I'm going to start the check in both spots. Planning on check raising on this table. Not going to happen. I'm going to lead down the turn. Feels like a good time to do it. We're going to get called by lots of hands that are worse than a 10. Could even bet 6 instead of 5, actually. I kind of like that a little bit better. Over here, he bets pot. Yeah, that's too much. That's too much. Interesting river card. So it feels to me like our opponent doesn't have anything, really, that's super good. Because if our opponent had, like, jacks or better, why wouldn't he just bet flop? I feel like he's got, like, ace-king or, like, ace queen or like a 9 maybe, pocket 6s. I wasn't planning on folding. I was planning on check calling, but we're going to raise here on the left. I don't know how I feel about that. That's a conversational river because I felt like he it doesn't show what he has. I felt like on the I felt like he wasn't particularly strong there and like couldn't call a bet, but maybe he had like jack 9, which would have called a bet, or like something like that, which might call a bet. But I don't know. I think checking is okay. I really just thought he had no pair, in which case we had to check to him to have a chance to win more money. Over on the left table, I just have ace king, and I'm obviously going to war against him. I could have made it like 11, I guess, instead. A little bit less would have been all right. Interesting flop here against a guy at 22 bucks. I love the idea of just checking. So this guy's got less than a pot-sized bet left, and now here we are. All right, great spots going on. 3 of a kind and top pair in a 4-bet pot over here. I'm actually going to check over here. If he has a hand that wants to put pressure on us, let him put pressure on us. If he has just like jack 10 suited, he's drawing stone dead, you know. All right, that's pretty cool. Over here, nice, nice. I love it when they have the thing I'm talking about. On the right table, I'm going to just keep check calling, like, you know, okay. Okay. Less than drawing dead, but still got the job done. That's right. The double rake. That's right. Just who wants to be part of my like Silver Bells Run It Up Christmas time, you know, choir? The how many of you guys, you know, I think it's what we should do. We should all have like silver bink bells and just bring cheer all around you know, the city of, you know, Las Vegas or wherever it is that we do our caroling. You know? Who's in? You should sign up. runup.com/silver bells. That doesn't exist. Please don't go there. You could go check out runup.com though if you haven't already. I feel like I've tried my best to whore it out enough, but if there's nothing I am besides, a silly whore, I don't know what it would be. But if you haven't checked out runup.com, you should go check it out. Whole lot of stuff there. All the videos are up there. Nice little 2-pair he's got over there. All the videos are over there. Cool store. You can buy yourself a shirt and, the suite. You can get yourself either a conservative cool crew neck or you can get yourself a King of the Sluts V-neck. It's totally up to you. I'm going to call here with my 9-8 offsuit. A lot of good turn cards for us here. Deuce of Diamonds is not really one of them, though. So I'm up a little bit. It's 150. I'm at 165, so I'm up 40 bucks right now, which is pretty cool. Managed to get that little heater going. So I think I'm going to call here again on the turn. We actually, have the best hand sometimes. He has 6-4, 6-8, or lower clubs than us, which we are beating. Sometimes he has just a 7 or a 5, in which case you have a lot of equity. So I feel like calling here can't be too bad. Once in a while, we'll also win the pot when it comes like, I don't think I'm going to try to bluff on this particular river because I don't think he ever folds a jack. Jack's up for actually exactly. But I thought we had a chance to win that hand. I thought we had a chance. I thought it just lasted just long enough that he was just mucking 6-4. I thought it was a chance there. But so you're saying there's a chance. Anyway, runup.com. Go check it out. Lots of cool stuff over there. Forums and store and updates and all the videos. Also, I was saying in the other episode, but in case you guys missed it or didn't see it, for now until forever, I'm always going to try to point runup.tv to the latest source of videos or information on Runup. So if you ever don't know what's going on at Runup, you can always find out what's going on runup.tv. Easy. Or you could always just tweet me as well, which is, very, very easy. 20,000 followers now. Boom. Big time 20,000. Big time. King 10 over here on the button. Pretty good hand. Going to be min-raising because this guy's still pretty short. If Mr. Beaumont opens, we have a decision between raising and calling. I'm going to just limp here with ace-5 suited. Nah, let's raise. $3 seems fine. I feel like we could call or raise. Both seem reasonable here. But, now we've raised him twice, so I feel like he might be a little onto us. Let's go back to the calling route. We are in position, and I'm okay with just calling. Pretty good flop for us. It's very likely that one of us is drawing dead to the other. So the question is, who is drawing dead to who? I'm actually going to, or whom, sorry. I'm going to check back here because I don't see a lot of reason to betting. I decided to raise here in position with the ace-7. He's going to fold pretty often. We'll just win 350, I think, more than any other outcome. I'm going to call here on the turn. We could definitely be just drawing stone dead, and I could be giving away $1.50 to the man in the halo suit, but Spartan suit. Sorry. JCarver! JCarver, it's the Spartans! Master Chief does not like that! Alright, sorry, bro. Well, when he checks down the river here, I feel like it's very unlikely this guy has an ace. But if he does have an ace, I mean, what is he going to call us with, though, is the question. Like, is he calling us with a king 9 even? Probably not, right? So I think checking back is all right. Don't think he's calling us with the 6-3 suited. That probably shouldn't be opened under the gun, especially into 2 players that have relatively short stacks. Now, you're kind of just asking for trouble over there. Jack 10 offsuit, certainly going to opening. Ace King of clubs, we could call or raise. I think both things seem okay. I think let's try with just calling. Tricky Thursdays continue here. I don't even know what day of the week it is. So check, I guess, seems like a fine way to start this out. He had check already checked off, which is interesting. I'm going to check here again. By the way, that's why you call in position with the King 10, by the way. Ace on the river, interesting. So I'm going to check one more time, and hopefully he will bet, and then I will raise. He has check, insta-checked. Owned. Got him. Trap unbaited. That's right, unbaited. Sorry. Boy, I feel like this has been like a fun, interesting session, but I also feel like I've gotten owned by like 4 people this session. I mean, you know, obviously they could have just not had it or whatever, but I feel like I've had like some cool plays that have just been like, I thought I had like super crazy, you know, like carbon arrows, and they were actually like spaghetti noodle arrows that just did nothing, you know. Let's make it $1.50 in position with our Queen Jack offsuit. Less than making it before. We're making it $2, but I'm only going to charge him $1 more this time. Could have made it like $1.75 or $2. You know, they're all fine, of course. I think I'm actually going to check back. We haven't done this very often, but I think I'm actually going to try that this time. You can turn a whole bunch of good cards. Sometimes we'll just win. We'll just keep checking. You know, I don't want to be too aggressive with our flop bets because it lets him just check raises too much if we bet too often on the flop. So not that I think that he's, you know, getting ready to do that necessarily, but I don't mind checking back on the flop sometimes in spots like this. Let's try to bet now on the turn. Don't think I want to check back twice. If you ever had a guy check to you twice, you should almost always bet. You know, that's a good rule of thumb to you guys out there who are trying to learn, you know. If somebody checks to you twice, they're like basically asking you to just, you know, give them the business. So it's just rude not to. I think I'm actually going to just check back. I'm a little afraid of him having some connectivity here. We completely missed the board entirely. It's very possible he has a straight or a pair, something he doesn't want to fold. So I'm just going to check at this point. We still might win sometimes as well. Don't think he's folding a hand as good as a 7. I think he's going to have to see a winner, a better hand than that if he's going to lose that hand. Ace-6 suited here, pretty good hand. Probably going to play for another orbit. Not sure if I'm going to play a 3rd session or not on this video, but I guess we'll see. If Mr. Beaumont raises, I'm going to just call. 112 is an interesting size. Let's make it a little more than that. Let's make it 4. 4 seems like a reasonable size. If Kentucky decides to go nuts, we'll obviously have to call him. If Beaumont decides to go nuts, then we'll just fold, obviously. If he makes it, you know, 11 or 12 or whatever, you know, I think that's going to be pretty strong there. But he does decide to call, which I am okay with. Interesting flop here. So are we strong enough to check call? Man, I don't know. Let's check. I don't want to bet. This seems like it hits him too much. I'm a little scared of this. When he makes it 112 and then calls a raise like this, like in my opinion, this is like a scary amount of nailage going on there. Gonna raise it up with the king queen over there though. That seems like a pretty good hand. Check again. I don't see why we should bet now. If we were worried on the flop, 9 just hits him even more. Pick up that pot over there on the right table. I'll take it. Again, maybe a little bit on the big side. I guess we just fold now on the left. You know, maybe we made a mistake. He could have had like king jack or king queen. You know, those are the hands we beat that we made a mistake against. He could just have even like, you know, something worse than that, of course. But we do make some mistakes there against legitimate hands. But I think it's okay as we played it. We'll play for a couple more hands. I think I'm actually going to keep playing. I feel like... I don't know. I guess it's all the same to you guys because there's going to be a video tomorrow at 10:30 no matter what, right? So what the heck ever. You know, whatever you want to do, JCarver, we don't give a hoot. All right. Do what you want. Ooh, that was the wrong voice. Do what you want, bitch. Sorry. Too much nerd voice. I was getting too angry. I could do it that way too, though. I can do anything you guys want. That's right. I'm a puppet powered by love. Do whatever you want, bitch. There you go. Now everybody got what they wanted. I try to make everybody satisfied here at Run It Up, you know? I try my best at least. All right, let's actually wrap this up here at this session. I feel like this has been a productive session. Let's play one more orbit each round, I guess. We'll play one more lap around the tables each way. And looks like we're in for 165, so we're still up $40 right now, which is pretty cool. Let's see if we can hold that through the rest of this orbit. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna play one more lap around both tables, and then we'll head over to the wrap up studios. Head over to wrap up studios behind me over here. We'll have to, hopefully the board will go wild. We'll stay in the 800s. Oh, that would be cute and cool. 510 offsuit is our first for the fans orbit over there. Looks like 2 players are sitting out, so it'll probably be an abbreviated orbit for 2 4-handed orbits. Sorry, everything is shaking. This. For all the improvements and upgrades I've made, I still haven't figured out how to just keep the desk perfectly stable. It's like, you know, eventually I'll get to that point in like the production learning process where they're like, here's how to keep the monitors and the desks completely stable. And then I'll learn. But until now, I haven't gotten to that chapter yet. So I just try to tape things down. I have no idea how things actually work. We rivered Queen High. That's cool. I mean, we could try to bluff, but I guess we have to try to bluff, right? We have to try. Maybe he'll fold to 7. That's all I'm hoping he does here is fold to 7. Anything else? Okay. Okay. He just was like, nope, no, sorry. And I bumped the thing immediately. All right. You got it, bud. All right, maybe we win this hand. I feel like this is a good card for him to check to us. I'm going to raise here because I've been raising blind versus blind now, so I feel like it's okay for us to raise hands like this. If he raises, I'm going to raise again. So on the turn, I decided to try to take a stab at it. We actually have the best hand here, though. Pretty often, he has just a singular heart or some sort of draw that has whiffed. Let's see if we are going to win this hand. Yep. Boom. Pay me my $5.73. So what are we going to do with this hand over here? So kind of like this situation where I feel like I threw at this guy a bunch. I still feel like I threw at this guy a bunch, so I think I'm going to just call here. Don't know the big blind. I don't think we've played with him just yet, so I think calling is okay. Obviously, if I would, I'd rather raise, but I think calling is all right. This also puts us in this situation where we're like, are we going to call again if he makes it? You know, if this guy calls, that seems pretty brutal. So I don't know. Are we? That's an excellent question. Well, I don't like folding when I get 3-1 in position, and I'm even getting better than 3-1 in position, so I guess we're putting in a red bird. Oh, no. Oh, no. The for the fan orbits have such a low ROI. It's really insane. If he just bets pot, I might just fold. I might just fold if he bets pot. He bet pot, so I definitely might just fold. And in fact, he bet less than pot even, so like, you know, he could definitely have ace-king. He could definitely have ace-king. For sure. And we have a backdoor flush draw too. But, you know, and we're 5-handed. I mean, oh, this is so sad. I am so sad right now. You guys don't even understand. We don't even know this guy. We don't know this guy from Adam. This guy literally could be anybody. Don't know anything about him. He could be the biggest nit or the loosest Lucy. We have no idea anything about this guy. All right, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I'm out. Take my $5. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Thank you. I'm out. You know, I don't know what else to say. I believed him. I believed him that he had jacks or better. He raised out of the blind, bet a lot on the flop. If he has ace king, okay. He's still 25% if he had ace king. He's not like we're making a horrendous mistake. But yeah, I don't obviously love it by any means. I'm not in the business of flopping top pair, good kicker, backdoor flush draw, and then folding. So if you think that's something that happens often, you haven't seen much run it up, I guess. I'm not playing this orbit out, so this was an accidental posting. So I will probably just sit out when it hits the button or something like that. I didn't bet flop because, you know, it didn't seem like a great spot, but I guess I'll bet turn because we've been checked to twice by 2 players. Going to defend here in the big blind with ace-5 offsuit because he posted. Pretty good flop for us, all things considered. There we go. We got our $5 back. Ain't no thing. Pretty good flop for us. Bottom pair, backdoor flush draw. Now we have 2 pair. I think it seems like a pretty reasonable spot to bet. Kind of small. You know, he'll call us with ace highs, maybe even like other draws, stuff like that. We're just getting a little bit of value from those kinds of hands. Deuce on the river. Excellent card. I'm going to bet $3, and I'm going to be doing it for value. I think he'll call us with worse hands here often enough. Maybe $3 is a little too much. Maybe $2.50 just guarantees he calls us with like ace highs. and stuff like that. Looks like we weren't going to be getting very much out of him. So I'm actually going to do the fishiest thing in poker and post my big blind and then sit out. So actually, I'm just going to post and sit out. That's what I'm going to do here. All right, let's go to a full screen. Let's see. See you later to those tables. Move this. That's right. Just like a stream. That's right. That's right. Magic production values over here. That's right. Let's get everybody excited now. Oh, no. All right. 1 second. All right, so we did it. We ran it up. We started with less, ended with more. Started out today with $801.09, and we managed to add $40.06 to our total balance. So we ended up with $841.15. That's pretty awesome. Started with less, ended with more. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like the video. We ran it up. What don't you like about a video? Come on, what don't you like about the video, eh? I don't know where that accent came from, but okay, here we go. Anyway, thanks so much for watching as always, guys. I will see you back for more tomorrow. Don't forget, runup.com/store for all your Run It Up needs. Rep Run It Up. You know, that's the only way you can really start with less, end with more if you're wearing the t-shirt, right? That's really the only way you can do it, I think. So that's why we ran it up today, didn't we? As far as I know, that's why at least. So thanks so much for watching as always, guys. Don't forget to subscribe here on Ultimate Poker to our channel here. You also can subscribe to my channel over on youtube.com/JCarver, and I will see you guys back for more very, very, very soon. Peace.
I'm not a net bitch, but I used to be a net bitch. It's all way up in Reno, so I guess I'm driving up 95. I'll soon be flying. I want to do shots with Dan O'Brien and use my travel voucher for my buy-in. Yeah. And try not to be a net bitch. Now, JCarver taught us a lot of things. Like to have a good hand, you only need one king. Bet. I don't see why not. I got 2 overs and a backdoor good shot.